So, crazy thing just happened. I just came outside to start making a video about my 2025 Duramax. I opened the tailgate to put my camera gear in the back, and I could hear this noise. You could hear it from in here, and watch this. It's coming from the speakers, I think. It maybe has something to do with the chime when you open the tailgate, but it will not shut off. And even when I try starting the truck, stopped for a second. Here's the other weird thing. My screen's not coming on. Will not turn on. So what the hell happened? I'm gonna disconnect the battery and hopefully that resets it, but this is my first issue I've had with this thing. Ah, what the hell? Probably freaking metric. Oh, well, that was the wrong battery. Of course, it's got two batteries. Let's see if I can yank the fuse. It just stopped. Let's see if it does it again. Alright, so it just stopped. I don't know if it fried itself. I'm going to try to start this thing up and see if the screen comes on. Start buzzing again. What in the f*** is that? It's definitely coming out of the speakers. Alright, I've disconnected both batteries. There's one on the driver's side and there's one on the passenger side. It's kind of hard to get to the negative, but I got the buzzing to shut off. It's coming out of the speakers. I was trying to find a fuse for the radio. I found it, pulled it out, it didn't shut it off. So I'm not sure what's going on. So I'm gonna put this back together and see if it resets it. Well, I could tell it's already screwed up because normally when I open the door, that screen's coming on and it's not, so. Wait, it's on now. And the speaker's working. So that fixed it. Shut up. I don't know why the hell it happened. Kind of pisses me off. It all seems normal. Alright, so what started this whole thing was when I opened the tailgate. So let's just see if... Of course it's not going to go up. Alright, let's see if we can open it. Well, now it doesn't want to open. I swear. The tailgate doesn't want to open at all. I'm going to try a hard reset. Okay, I think if you hold the end call button for like 15-20 seconds, supposedly it does a hard reset. Well, the screen just shut off, so we'll see what happens here. Okay, screen's back on. Tailgate still won't open. So here's a huge problem with these electronic tailgates. If anything is to fail in the electronics in this vehicle, and especially being that I have a tonneau cover, if I had a flat tire or needed to perform some kind of emergency service on the side of a road, I can't even get into the bed of my truck. So that's disappointing. All right, I think I got everything working the way it's supposed to again. The button on the tailgate wouldn't work and the button inside the truck wouldn't work to open it, but I forgot about the remote. So I used the remote, double clicked the tailgate button, and it opened up. And ever since I did that, now all the buttons work again. So there we go. Well, that's a relief. You know, with all the electronics that they put in these new vehicles, I think this is the kind of crap that we're all going to be dealing with, no matter what make or model. So now I can finally start the video the way I wanted to.
What are you doing?
you guys have not checked out my newest video on the spicy dump, I highly recommend it. This is a really cool little build. Just got it up and running and driving. There's more work to do in this thing, make sure you check it out. I actually have a separate playlist that I put together if you're interested. Hey everybody, Kyle here with Spicer Designs. Welcome back to the channel. Oh, shut the hell up. Probably turned into a really long intro because of my little issue there. I wouldn't call it an intro. So what we have here is my 2025 Chevy Silverado heavy duty, really beefy, 2500 with the 6.6 liter Duramax. This is the nicest truck that I've ever owned. I plan on owning it for a very long time. Hopefully, I don't have any more stupid little issues like I did before this. What I want to cover in today's video is how the truck has been performing, any issues I may have had, just overall experience with this truck so far after owning it for about 8 months, and it's got just a little over 10,000 miles on it. I'm also going to do an oil change, which I'm not going to get into detail on that. I'll just kind of show you what it is that I'm using. Not that what I'm using is what everyone should use, it's just what I'm using. If that made any sense. Not really. I also have a couple more upgrades for the truck. We'll get into those upgrades in just a little bit. I want to get the oil changed, get this thing cleaned up, then we'll do some upgrades. This thing is freaking tall. It is right at my areolas. Well, that's saying something. So as far as the oil change goes, I'm going to be using AMSOIL. I personally am a fan of AMSOIL. It is freaking expensive. I bought this a long time ago, so I don't remember what it was. 100% synthetic diesel oil, max duty protection, 15W40. Oh yeah. 4 quarts in a gallon, so we have 10 quarts of oil. I believe it takes 10, and I think I got 1 extra quart just in case. We're also going to be using an AMSOIL oil filter, produced in the USA under the authority of AMSOIL Incorporated. Yippee-ki-yay, mother. Particles greater than 20 microns can cause engine damage. Huh, I'll be damned. On the first upgrade video, I installed these relocation mounts for the map sensor. These are made by Banks Power. There's 2 of them. There's another one right there. And basically what they're supposed to do is to get that map sensor out of like direct flow, because there was a lot of like soot and crap accumulating on the sensor itself and causing some issues or throwing codes. I'm not sure if this is the solution or not, because I've heard they still get dirty. So my plan is to just clean them every time I do an oil change, and my plan is to do an oil change every 5,000 miles. So I got the free one from the dealer at 5,000 miles. I'm at 10,000 now. If my math is correct, the next one will be at 15,000 miles. I need a freaking step stool. This is ridiculous. Okay, it's probably 10 millimeter, because everything's freaking 10 millimeter. Everything. Yep, 10 millimeter. It looks like it's got a little bit of soot on the tip of it. I kind of want to pull the block off too. I know there's some thread lock on there, but I think I'm going to pull this off and see how dirty that is. Alright, so when I installed these Banks relocation mounts here for the map sensors, there was a lot of mixed reviews. People were saying that soot will collect on this thing and kind of block the sensor. Some people just said they flat out really won't do anything. There is definitely soot collected on this. You can see when I touched it, it got all over my finger. I don't know what the answer is. I really don't. I'm not an expert with diesel engines, and I haven't done any kind of extensive testing with these little relocation blocks either. I know Banks Power is a highly reputable company, especially when it comes to diesels. So I trust that Banks has done the research and found that this actually does help. For me, personally, I'm just gonna make sure that I clean it every 5,000 miles when I change the oil. And if it looks like this, then we should be good, because this is not clogged or blocking anything. So there's a little bit of gunk in there, but it's really not bad. I'm gonna use my mass airflow sensor cleaner to get these relocation blocks and the sensors all cleaned up, put that back together. So one little tip that I learned the hard way is get yourself a 6-point socket. This is a 15 millimeter, same socket that was on my 3.0 Duramax. It is less likely to strip out and damage your drain plug. One big flaw that GM has is on their drain pans for these 6.6 Duramaxes. They don't drain all the oil. It's said that there's, I don't know, like a half a quart of oil that stays in that pan because there's some kind of a little baffle in there that doesn't allow it to all drain. I know that Banks Power, they have a redesigned oil pan that also lets you hold an extra quart or two of oil in it. I forget what the exact capacity is, but it actually drains all the way. I know I've brought up Banks a couple times, but I am not affiliated with them. Should have brought a freaking rag. Or I could have wore gloves, which I had sitting here. An idiot. Ah, man, I can barely reach the damn thing. Holy shit, that's a lot of bug guts. I cleaned up the map sensors and oil changed. Feeling really good about that. Next thing is I want to dig into the first upgrade or re-upgrade, and that is going to be on the back of the truck. Now in the first video that I posted with this truck, well actually not the first video, the second video with all of the upgrades, one of them was this tonneau cover from Real Truck. This is like one of the top selling tonneau covers. It's the Backflip MX4. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, and then it also goes all the way up like so, and then it's got the little prop rod that you can stick in there. So if you needed full use of your whole bed, you could still do it with this hard cover. But here's what I want to do. You can see in the bed of the truck, it is pretty dirty. I use this truck a lot and I don't baby it. I mean, when I have tools and shovels and whatever else, I chuck them in there. The bed liner has been holding up great, but a lot of this dirt, it's just kind of stuck in there because with the tonneau cover, it's not like it gets rained on. This really isn't exposed to any weather. So what I want to do is hit this with the foam gun and clean this all out. But first, I'm going to remove the Backflip MX4 tonneau cover. And once I remove this tonneau cover, it is not going back on. I don't know where it's going, actually. I think I might sell it. I'm sure gonna miss it. Oh, it's actually not that heavy at all. While I'm cleaning this thing out, I want to show you guys two things that I don't know if I showed you before. This is from WaySafe, who I'm also partnered up with. I purchased this, they did not send this to me, but I keep this in the truck all the time. This is a 1-inch kinetic rope, like the Yankum ropes. It's like 30 feet long, pretty nice. I'm afraid to unwind it because I'll never get it back in that bag. I'm pretty sure they have like little wizards in the factory that pack this crap in these small bags, because you know damn well it's never going back in if you unravel it. Which, here's another thing that they sent me. I actually asked them for this. This is a trailer lock for your trailer. I was doing some traveling out of town and I wanted something just to secure my trailer. It also comes with a new hitch pin, which I didn't need that. Comes with another lock that you can put on your coupler of your trailer. And the nice thing about WaySafe is you can give them the number off of your key and they will match your key to everything. So I have like probably 15 keys. They're all the same, and no matter if I'm using the coupler lock or the trailer lock, or if I'm using my WaySafe hitch, it's all the same key. This is not a plug for WaySafe, but I guess it kind of is. But they're always having really good deals on their website. I'll leave the website information in the description. They also gave me a discount code to offer you guys. I think it saves you like 10 or 15%. And I believe it is Spicer Machine, but if you use the link, it automatically deducts it. And then I also picked up a little soft shackle. These are nice to have too. I purchased this, they did not send them to me. These are made by Rhino USA. This is a retractable ratchet strap. This thing is freaking amazing. And I didn't want to mention this until I actually used it a couple times so I knew if it was any good. And it is good. But you can just pull it out, hook it up. You can cinch it down. And then when you're done with it, you just press the button and it retracts in. Well worth the money. I got this in a 2-pack. You can get it in 4-packs. You can get it in different widths, all kinds of crap. I'll leave Amazon links for this too. This stuff right here works amazing. I'll leave an Amazon link for this too. If you haven't caught on yet, I leave Amazon links for just about everything. I get to make a little bit of commission from those Amazon sales, which allows me to feed my 2 hungry little daughters and my hungry wife. They need to eat. No, really, that stuff does awesome. This was just plastered with bug guts and they are completely gone. It also probably takes any kind of protective coating that you have on the paint off. It's not like the clear coat, but if you have like a sealer or like a ceramic coating or something, it probably isn't good for that. course, we're waiting on the air conditioner. All right, so here's what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to show you everything because I can't imagine there's a lot of people out there that want to watch me wash a truck. And I'm not an expert by any means. So this stuff right here is the additive I use with my foam cannon. This came recommended by my buddy Doug over at One Eye Customs YouTube channel. He uses this on both his equipment and his vehicles. He has very nice vehicles and very nice equipment. So if Doug recommends this, then I buy it. And that's what I did. Pretty much anything he recommends I buy, except for that time he recommended those edible. That's a story for another day. Just a little dabble to you. If you get this stuff on your hands, this stuff dried out my hands pretty bad, so wear protection. Double up if you have to. Oh no, I think I just activated it. Let's check out that money shot. I mean the foam cannon. Look at that. Now that's a Saturday night right there. Holy whisker biscuit. That was a lot of work. I want to say I probably have about 12 hours into detailing this gigantic truck. Oh, shut up, Series, you quit eavesdropping. Time for some upgrades. This is a big one. I've been waiting to get it the hell out of my shop. So I mentioned that the old tonneau cover that I really liked was not going back on this truck. And while we're back here, the foam cannon did a pretty damn good job cleaning out the bed. Got a lot of that dirt that was really worked in there out. So what we have here, new rail design, another tonneau cover from Real Truck. It's the same tonneau cover that I took off. It's just a new version of it with some upgrades. New improved packaging. They went all out. Made in the USA. I know everything I'm showing you is upside down. Do not drop, stand on end. Oops. I'm not going to get super detailed on the install of this thing because Real Truck does a really good job of providing how to install videos on their YouTube channel. So if you are interested in the install, like step by step of this tonneau cover, I will leave a link for that video down in the description. All right, I'm going to show you some differences that I've noticed so far in the rail design. If you look right here, you can see it comes up and then it goes over. This little section right here that hangs over onto the top of the bed rail, that is probably 1/4 of an inch wider than the old setup, which you can see right here. I also noticed on the backside, it looks like they used a little bit thicker of a gasket material. At least that's what it looks like. I don't think that the original rail compressed down that much. So it looks like that is in fact a different gasket. They call for you to install this foam piece up front here. It's probably a 1/2 inch thick when you get it. Mine was already there, so I didn't need to put the new one on. These little drain tubes go into the side of the bed. These things kind of act like a gutter. The water will come down, go into this hole, and it will drain down to the ground. Same with the clamps, 3 clamps going down. Those are identical to the new ones. So just a couple of subtle changes in the rail, but I think they're good ones. There's really nothing to this backflip MX4 tonneau cover. It's pretty easy to install. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the cover on there, and I believe there are some more changes to the cover. The tonneau cover is completely installed. It was super easy. Very happy with that. So here are the changes that I recognized right off the bat. So I already mentioned the rail is a little bit wider and sticks over the bed rail of the truck itself a little bit further, which is great. The big thing that I noticed is that the tonneau cover itself from here all the way to the end is longer. So I've got a lot better coverage here where this little rubber flap is and that thick foam seal that adheres right to the upper part of the bed. Less chance of water getting in there, that's great. And then there's also more overhang on the end here over the tailgate. So I'll close this thing and you can kind of see My other concern was that the automatic tailgate would close with this thing, and it does. So the way I have it set up now, I have a good 1/2 inch of overlap on this, so it's sealed up real nice, and it doesn't give it too much resistance where the automatic tailgate will not close. So everything works perfectly. Good job, Real Truck. According to Real Truck, it is a 13% longer tailgate seal. I don't know why they couldn't have went with 14% or 12%. 13. It's not a lucky number. This new version of the backflip MX4 is 22% stronger than the old version. Not bad. It actually looks a little bit different. Some good ASMR right there. The other thing that they're saying is it's got a more secure latch system. So this is the old setup. Things work just fine for me. So these are a patented auto latch system. And I guess the new version here is supposed to be 55% more secure. They look about the same, I don't know. Either way, they work really nice, very easy to use. I've been super happy with this tonneau cover for the past 6-8 months, whatever it's been. Tonneau cover is done. I know that's kind of repetitive from the first video, but I just wanted to show you guys that new version, and just check out realtruck.com. I'll leave links for it down in the description. They are a great affiliate of the channel. They're always having smoking hot deals. Check it out. All right, I have more upgrades. Well, yeah, I do. Upgrade right here is one that I have definitely been needing. Before we talk about that one, I want to do a little honorable mention. This isn't really an upgrade, it's more of an accessory. This was gifted to me by my good buddy Tim. He is a GM service manager over in Massachusetts. If some of you guys that have been watching the channel for a while remember when I had my 2020 Silverado with the 3.0 Duramax in it, I was having some issues with oil consumption. I posted a couple of videos, and Tim was kind enough to reach out and he actually helped me resolve that issue and helped a lot of other people that were having that same oil consumption issue. So thank you, Tim. He actually came out to visit some family in Indiana, and he made the drive down to visit with me as well. It was very nice meeting him, and he brought me this from Chevy. Pretty sure that he stole it, so it's very likely that Tim may be unemployed tomorrow. So this is the 5th wheel hitch for my truck. It's all prepped for it already. These are the safety chain anchor points right here. They just kind of clip and lock in somehow. I've never done it. You got a big old shiny ball right there. It actually has like a smoked chrome finish on it. It's pretty nice. 2 5/16. Very cool. Thank you, Tim. Gotta love those Chevy accessories. All right, here is the big one. In my opinion, GM, they kind of shit the bed on this. This is a 2025 3/4 ton, and this is an LT. I forget what all the extra options that it has, but it does have leather. It's got the full center console. Does not have the Bose stereo, which I kind of thought it did. Up there. I don't care anyway. But it does not have the premium headlight assembly. So you can find those on the LTZs and the Trail Bosses. I don't even know if I've seen one on an LT. Not that you can't get it on there, but I just haven't seen it. The standard headlight assembly is kind of stupid. So this is just a regular halogen bulb. It's yellow, it's dim, and they suck. There's no LED accent lights in here, which I do like. I'm hoping that one day some aftermarket company will come out with a whole new headlight assembly with some LED accents in there. Pretty much what these trucks had before the refresh was a much nicer looking headlight. It looked good. Anyway, these are brand new LED headlights from Lasfit. If any of you are new to the channel, you're just stopping in for some truck content, please take a minute to check out some of my other content. I try to post a video every Saturday morning. We're getting very, very close to 100,000. So help me out, subscribe to the channel, you know, hit that like button, all that happy crap. All right, let's check these out. Very nice packaging, I will say that. Wow, would you look at that? So what's cool about these is they have a cooling fan built into the LED itself. And then on the housing right here, there's also a cooling fan on this as well. Lots of cooling. These things do get a little warm, but you can see even all of the cabling on it, very high quality. All the connectors are waterproof and sealed. And these things are polarity sensitive, so if they don't work at first, you just flip the plug over and then they should work. So these look like they're exactly the same. Same part numbers. Pro-CS-01L. All right, I'm not gonna do a super detailed installation with these new headlights, but what I will do is I will leave a link for another channel down in the description. He has a video where he installs these exact lights in basically the exact truck. He did a really good job with the whole installation. That's actually what I'm using as a reference to install mine, but I'll give you, you know, kind of a brief rundown. All right, we are gonna start on the driver's side here. Those Lasfit Pro LEDs, they are specific to driver's side or passenger side, so be aware of that. So I am installing these with the information that I gathered from that reference video I'm gonna include in the description. That is Dan from Dan's Pro Shop. Seems like a really good dude. He does a really good job explaining in more detail these Lasfit Pro lights. The whole video is dedicated to that, so you're gonna get a lot more information there if you are interested. But he said if you take out this liner, you can get pretty much direct access to the back of that assembly. Oh, some dirt in there. Damn it, missed a spot. Dead bugs and everything else in there. Oh wow, that's a whopper right there. Doesn't help that I have freaking 35-inch tires on here. All right, so as I pull this down, you can see in there, there's one of the buckets. That's the high beam, the low beam right above it. I just want to take this whole liner out of here. Oh, that's where I'm being held up. All right, there's a little rubber boot that covers it. Just pulls right off. Just gonna give it a nice little twist and tug, you know. There's the old crappy halogen. Looks like there's already some gunk around the seal there. So from here, it's pretty much just plug and play. So disconnect it and then I'll just reconnect the new ones. This one says pass for passenger. That one says DRV for, you guessed it, Denver. Should be driver, but what are you gonna do? Pretty easy. We're just gonna take this driver's side, put it in the hole. If I can find the hole. There's a little stopper in there and the light is pretty much vertical. That's what you want. That's how you know it's all the way twisted and locked. I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in and we're gonna test it out just to make sure that the polarity's right. Looks like we got it. So right there you can already see the difference in that yellow light, nice white LED light. And then come in here and you can actually hear the fans blowing. Just want to verify that that fan's working. Fan on the light itself, which I could feel the air blowing. So both fans work, the light's working, polarity's good. That's a huge difference. And then the difference there, halogen, LED. One important thing that Dan mentions in his version of the install video, he actually purchased some aftermarket LEDs similar to this, but they were cheap, and he was having issues with them flickering real bad. So pretty much junk. That's when he got the Lasfit Pros, did not have that issue. So it's very important if you're gonna upgrade to LED, you gotta get a quality light for it. But I will have links for these exact LED retro kits down in the description. There may or may not be a discount code. There probably is. Otherwise, I'm gonna get the rest of these headlights in and then we'll jump on the back for the license plate lights and the reverse lights. All right, now for the reverse lights. These should be pretty easy. And I believe I just have to take these two T15 Torx out right here on the side. And this whole bucket should come out. Something's happening. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay, we're all good. We're all good. That's pretty easy. Oh, you know I'm gonna freaking clean in there. Twist it, pop it out. Easy. Okay, not too bad. There we go. That thing looks bright. All right, so we're good. I'm gonna pop it back in. I'm gonna get the other one knocked out and then we'll tackle the license plate lights. You can see how yellow that one looks. And then how bright and white that one is. Huge difference. Hopefully you can see that on camera. And when you're reversing, you want as much light as possible. If you're gonna do anything, at least do your reverse lights. The license plate lights, those should be pretty damn easy. How do those come out? Does it twist? It looks like it twists. Yeah, okay. Yeah, these are super easy. There's really no explanation needed here. In the first video that I posted, I had a guy just absolutely tearing into me, telling me that I was inconsiderate, I was a piece of shit, I didn't care about anyone else's lives. He accused me of changing out my marker lights to white, and that was blinding people, and let me tell you, Those are stock. I've never touched them before. They're amber. They're not white. But when you shut them off, the lenses are white. So there you go. I just proved it to you. Those are amber. Well, the new lighting upgrades are done. You can see here in the old setup, when I have my LED fog lights on and my low beam headlights on, there's a significant difference between the color temperature. Here's the low beams shined on the shop. Here are the high beams. And then when I flip this thing in reverse, you can see not a whole lot of light behind me. And when I look at my camera view, again, not much to see there. Now here, after adding the Lasfit Pro LED upgrades, you can see that the fog lights and the low beam headlights, they match very nicely. Both a nice white, bright light. Didn't mean to rhyme there, but I'll be damned if it didn't sound good. So here's what the low beams look like shined on the shop. And just for comparison, we'll jump back to the old setup right there. Old, new, old, new. The high beams. There you go. That's the new setup with the Lasfit Pros. Old, new, old, new. All right, now we're gonna jump on to the reverse lights. Huge difference there, I can actually see. And when we take a look at the screen, big difference. Take a look at the old ones again. Old, new, old, new. Huge upgrade. That's gonna be nice to have. Here are the license plate lights, definitely a lot brighter. You can see here are the new ones, here are the old ones, and new ones. Old ones, new ones. And no, I didn't blur it out. I would like to think that no one's gonna try to look up my license plate number and find me, but if you do, I will be ready. All right, well, that's gonna do it for all the upgrades today. I just wanted to give you guys a brief little update on the 2025 Duramax. Overall, I've had a lot of good luck with it so far. No issues, except for the one that we had at the beginning of this video that was very random, kind of irritating. Hopefully it doesn't happen again, but if it does, at least I know what to do. I personally like to put good quality oil in my truck and oil filter. Of course, that is a bit of a controversial subject. Everyone likes their particular brands, and that's fine. I'm a big fan of AMSOIL. I'm gonna continue to use it. I'm also glad that we checked into those little map sensor relocators from Banks Power. I think there's a lot of questions on those, if they're actually worth it or not. I'm still undecided. I think no matter what, probably every 1 or 2 oil changes, it's definitely worth pulling them out, cleaning them, and putting them back in, whether you have those relocators or not. Now the LED light upgrade, huge. I am very excited about that one. That's probably the biggest upgrade that we did to the truck here today. I don't know when the next time I'll drive at night is gonna be, but at least I know I'll be able to see now. Same with the reverse lights. I have honestly struggled at night reversing because you can't see anything. The brake light actually put out more lights than the reverse light did. So that is a huge upgrade. And you cannot go wrong with Real Truck tonneau cover, the Backflip MX4. This is one of the top selling tonneau covers on the market right now. Very good quality and some great new design and upgrades that they just made to this. So I will leave links for everything that you saw here today in the description, and I should have some discount codes as well. Now I am interested in some more upgrades, 2 of them that I know of for sure. I'd really like to get hooked up with Banks Power. I think they make some really good stuff. And the last time I checked, it was still in development because it's a 2025. I think there must have been some subtle changes from 24, but I am very interested in getting their cold air intake for this Duramax. Probably get a little bit better fuel mileage, maybe a little bit more sound with the turbo. I'm sure it's not gonna be a massive difference, but I think it'd be kind of a fun project. I'd also like to get their Banks iDash. Gives you a lot more information on the engine, when it's doing the regen, your turbo output. I would just like to have a lot more of that information available to see because I can't see it on my dash. The other big upgrade I want to do is I want to add an airbag assist to the back of the truck. A lot of people have mentioned this in my recent trailering videos. I have noticed that the truck does squat a little bit. It's not like horrible, but I'd like to have the option to be able to level the truck out when I'm towing. Plus, it's a much better ride because your suspension is not compressed, so you have more travel in it like you normally should. And I know that Real Truck offers a air ride suspension kit for this thing, so I'm definitely gonna be looking into that. So yes, you can look forward to more upgrades on the 25 Duramax. I think after that, I'm pretty much gonna be done for a while. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hopefully it was some good information if you're looking to do some of the same upgrades to your Duramax or really any truck for that matter. Make sure you hit that little thumbs up down there. It really helps the channel out. Please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. How the f am I gonna get out of here now? What's that noise? Is there a ghost in here? How freaking long is this bolt? Machine. The hell is this shit? How did that get in there?
Oh, be damned.